Now, you'll see here, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for the retail, what the buy price is, so with the coupon code, versus the retail price. So retail price minus the buy price, obviously, you want it to be ideally above 10 bucks, hence the $10 profit margin. That's going to account, I don't really worry about shipping fees. Furthermore, I say $10 profit margin at least. Now, that's a rule of thumb. If you're buying for $9.50 profit margin, that you can still get away with that. It's just a general rule of thumb, an indicator of a potentially good product. And the reason I say that is to basically account for any Amazon fees and still stay profitable. So you might, depending on the product and the weight, or different products, in different categories, you might have an Amazon fee of $3. So if you're selling a profit margin of $11 and your fee is $3, well, then you're actually taking home $8 of that money, right? That's why I say keep it above 10. Some fees might be $5, some fees might be $2, some fees might be $3.50. It depends on the product, the shelf space, the weight, a lot of different factors. But that's just a general rule of thumb. So this looks like a great product right off the bat. This vitamin D3 looks like for 10 cents you can get it for. So we'll check that one out in a second. We'll check this one out because it looks free. So Damascus chef knife. Let's keep looking through. This one might be okay, but I'm gonna find good products. I'm not gonna, if this were me, specifically going through and trying to buy today, I would check out a lot of these because this might sell for like 20 bucks, and then that's like a $15 profit margin, right? But for the sense of just going through today and showing you good products and examples of those, and different factors, I'm not gonna sort through every single product and literally scan through. If it were me on a normal day, I'd open all the ones that I thought were borderline, check them very, very fast, see, okay, what's the retail? It's a good buy. Okay, what's the retail? It's a bad buy. And I'd go through really, really fast. This might take me 5 to 10 minutes max, but I'm going to slow it down and break it down for you guys so you understand. This also looks like a potentially good product. It's free with the coupon code, of course. And let's move on to the next page. And you'll see here there are almost 400 pages of coupon products. So you can sort through these on a given day, depending on how much time you have. I'm going to go through this one, the 246 turmeric. That looks a pretty solid one. Here's another one, 131. 374 for an umbrella. 10 cents for this. This one might be a pretty solid one. You might not be able to sell it back on Amazon, and we'll get through that in a second, but 2030, if you can resell this back on eBay, if there's a market for it, it could be a good buy for arbitrage. You might be able to sell that, flip that back on eBay or on Poshmark or on Mercari for, $100 even. So that's a potentially good buy, something you might want to look into. This one might be okay, and this one might be okay. We'll check them out. This one might be okay, and this one might be okay as well. This one's a mushroom blend for, I'm not sure what that is, but we'll check that out. And we'll check this one out. So we got a couple here. We got a bunch of good ones. Let's go through and I'll source exactly, why I feel like they're good or they're bad and why. So first things first, this is a question I get a lot. You always want to have two accounts. So you have a buyer account, a Prime buyer account. And for the people that are going to comment below and say, you're not allowed to buy Prime with the intention of reselling. Yes. I know that it says that in the terms of service. I've talked to countless other sellers. I've also talked to countless reps. And the reason that that's in the terms of service is to combat drop shipping. They're trying to prevent drop shipping. What they don't want, what Amazon does not want, is not somebody that's buying to their house and then eventually going to resell that back online somewhere else. That's not why it's in the terms of service. You can ask Amazon reps this yourself if you want to call up. I've talked to countless of them. The reason that's in the terms of service, guys, is to basically prevent people from putting other people's addresses into their Prime accounts, hence the reselling. So if I were using my Prime account, my Amazon Prime account, and I'm paying $49 a month for that, or $49 a year or whatever, or $99, depending on what you're actually paying for it, they don't want me ordering to a bunch of different addresses and reselling to them. So that would be like me listing on my Shopify site or me listing stuff on eBay and then using my Prime buyer account to send it to other addresses and piggybacking off the 2-day shipping. That's the main reason that they don't want people buying, and the resell clause is in there in the terms of service. I'm not going to go over that again because I get that question all the time, but that's why you want two accounts. One Prime buyer account, one Amazon seller account, which is exactly why I have my Amazon seller account open in the add products tab, because the first thing you want to do is check to see if you can sell it. If you can't resell it on Amazon, and a lot of times you'll be able to sell it on like eBay, Mercari, or Poshmark too, then it's not a good product because you can get it for the best margin in the world, but the whole idea here is to make a profit. If you can't resell it, then what's the point of buying it? So The first thing first is this. It looks like it retails at $9.70. You can buy it with a coupon price at 10 cents. So we're going to check to see that it's not $10, obviously, but you're buying it for 10 cents and it has a profit margin. So the risk is very, very low at 10 cents. It has a profit margin of $9.60. So let's check it out. And it looks like it's an add-on item and it doesn't have any reviews. So that's a little bit sketchy. I wouldn't necessarily, I might buy this with the intention because it's so low risk at 10 cents a product. And you don't have to avoid them completely, but it's just an indicator that the listing isn't, fully operational yet. The person hasn't fully invested in the listing yet, because if it had been selling for a certain amount of time, it would at least have one product review. And people buy with the product reviews, and it's just going to be harder to potentially sell it if it has no reviews. But that's just an indicator, like the $10. It doesn't necessarily, it's not a set in stone, you can't do it. It's just something to, an indicator of potential, things you want to avoid and potentially things that you want to source and things to keep in mind. So right off the bat, this doesn't have a bestseller rank, so I know I can't resell it on Amazon yet. It doesn't have any sales. Also, I'm going to log into Jungle Scout because I completely forgot to, so I will see you after I log into Jungle Scout. I always forget to do this. All right, so now we are actually logged into Jungle Scout. I completely forgot to do that again, like always. And Jungle Scout basically is just a Chrome extension, and you'll see if I click the Chrome extension here, it's going to say it doesn't have any sales or daily sales or monthly sales. It doesn't have any sales rank at all because it hasn't sold any products. But we already knew that looking at the bestseller rank. Now, this is not a good product to resell on Amazon, and about 95% of the stuff that I do is buy on coupon sites and resell back on Amazon. However, I could probably flip this back on eBay, not anymore because I got suspended from eBay. But basically, I got suspended from eBay for put simply, they suspect me of dropshipping, even though I wasn't dropshipping anymore. But I could resell this probably back on Mercari, and flip it for a profit. I mean, it's a 10 cents product, but that's something I might weigh in the future. This does not look like I fit all the prerequisites for this, so I can't get this for free. It might be like a certain amount of followers on a certain website, and that's certain stipulations on Giveawayservice that you won't see on other sites like Vipon or Snagshop or any of the other places that I source. Now, this might be another good one because it's free, so you can get this 100% free. So let's check out the listing, and it apparently retails at $40. Now, this is a little sketchy because it's got one customer review, but it's bad customer review. But remember, we're not attached to the listing here. We're not building a private label listing that we're trying to build up the listing here. We're just simply hopping on the listing and reselling a product very, very fast for a profit. So it's sketchy with one customer review and a 1 star, but still possibly a potentially good buy. So let's scroll down, and this is another thing you want to keep in mind. You're getting a lot of good tidbits. This might be not the parent category, so it might be a subcategory of the parent category. That's why it's important to keep in mind you don't just want to pay attention to necessarily the sales rank. It looks like it's the parent category because there's no arrows there, but that's also why you can get misled a lot of times, and why I recommend that you use the Jungle Scout Chrome extension as well. See, it's not pulling up any numbers here, so this is a bit sketchy as well. I wouldn't go after this product. It doesn't seem like it's selling very much, so I'm going to avoid it. However, because you can get it for free, you might be able to buy this 100% free with a coupon code and flip it back on eBay or Mercari, or not Poshmark, but eBay or Mercari for a profit. So could potentially be a great arbitrage product, just you can't resell it back on Amazon. Let's check out the turmeric here. This is actually a bad product because if you look here, and we'll go back. No, we will go back. No, back. No, back. Jeez. There we go. It's selling for $7.95, so it doesn't retail high enough to warrant us to buy it because you're still only going to buy it for $2.46, so it's not that high of a profit margin, not worth our time. Let's check this one out. So this is $1.31. You can resell it for $11.95, which obviously, is that $10 profit margin. So let's check it out. Now, this has no customer reviews, and it does not look like it sells for that amount. It looks like it's selling for $9.95. So that's a major red flag that they're not selling it for what they're advertised at. Now, a way that you can check this is use the Camel app, also known as the Camelizer, or just camel.com, and check the sales history of this actual product to show you, okay, it's usually 99.9% of the time sells at this amount. Like maybe, 99.9% of the time it's selling at $12, but today for whatever reason they dropped it down to $9.95. You can see all that with the Camelizer app, and this is another rule of thumb. So if you don't get the Jungle Scout Chrome extension, you want it generally, you can still run a product and sometimes they might be better. So this is a borderline product. It's saying it sells 21 monthly sales. My general rule of thumb, if you're using the app, so the Chrome extension, is 30 sales a month. So that's roughly one a day, right? But if you're not using that, the general rule of thumb is 100,000 or lower. This does not fit that criteria. Now, yes, if you're scaling up and you want to, really make like 10K a month, you're going to be buying some borderline products like this because there's not, 1,000 home run products to buy, but there might be 700 or 800 home run products to buy, and then you want to take a chance because you're scaling up and you have the capital to do so on some borderline products like this, knowing full well that if you don't sell it, it's not the end of the world because you're risking, what was it, like $1.20 or something like that, and you're gonna make your money back on other products. So that's just my strategy. That's my opinion, but we're gonna avoid that product. Let's actually check the back end here. So this product right here might be a good one. It retails for about $30. You can buy it for $3. Let's check it out. Looks like a neck support pillow. So it's got 12 customer reviews. It does sell for $30, which roughly $30, $29.50. So that all checks out. That looks pretty good. It's got a pretty solid listing, good pictures. So we're not looking to invest in the listing like that, but it's just a good indicator of a solid product that's going to sell. It's $63,370 in beauty and personal care, so it's below $100,000. Let's check the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. It sells 33 a month on average, so that's more than one a day, hence a profitably, potentially good product. So this is all checks out, but none of that matters if we can't sell it. So what we want to do is we want to take the ASIN and we're going to take that into Seller Central, add product, and see for ourselves if we're able to actually sell it by trying to list it. Click this down, and look, we can sell this in new condition. Sell yours. So this is a great product. We can buy this. It's worth $30 roughly. We're going to buy it for $3, and that's $27 profit margin just like that. Now, another question that I get all the time is, should I buy more than one? Can I buy more than one? And there's two different answers to that. So can you buy more than one is the first one that I will address. So often you're not able to buy with the coupon sites. You're not able to buy more than one. The reason being is the sellers use, the sellers are going to limit you to using one coupon code per purchase. So you're only able to buy one with that coupon code. So most of the time. However, sometimes they'll give you, a limit of like 5. Sometimes they'll be a limit of 10. Sometimes there'll be a limit of 3, and sometimes there won't be any limits at all. So that asks the question. Moving on to the second question. Should I buy more than one? Now, that's a question you really have to answer for yourself. I don't recommend, first and foremost, I don't recommend stealing anybody's inventory. That's not cool. That's bad karma, and I'm a big believer in karma. And the whole idea here isn't to, rob the person of their inventory with a coupon code. That's never been the whole business model. The key here is you're helping them by buying their product, hence increasing their sales velocity. Then you're going to resell it again, giving them another sale for when they would only have one sale. So now they're getting 2 sales, also increasing their sales velocity. And you're really not taking too much out of their listing. You're not hurting their sales metrics that much because you're going to hop on the listing, sell it really fast, and then flip it off. So it all depends on the sales numbers. Would this be a good product to buy 10 of them? Probably not, because the monthly sales are 33, hence it's only selling about 1 a day. So, maybe I would personally probably buy 1 or 2 of these because the profit margin is pretty solid, if you could, obviously. But, you probably don't want to get more than 5 here because it's not selling more than 1 a day, roughly. So if you bought 5 of these, you might not sell those 5. It might take you a week to sell them. But, 5 times, 27... pretty good profit margin there. What is that? That's like half of 270. So is that $135 profit margin? So this is a great profit. I would definitely recommend buying this, if you were looking into it. Next things next, let's check this one. So this one is a $10 profit margin. You're buying it for $10.99. So I like to keep the risk a little bit lower. So if I'm buying a $10 profit margin, I want to be spending like $1, maybe $3 max. Maybe $5 max. I don't like spending $10 for, a $10 profit margin. That's more like tactical arbitrage, which I don't necessarily love that business model, but it can work for certain people. I like to see the buy price a little bit lower, the coupon code, and then I like a high, low risk, high reward, even though that's contradictory. So let's check it out just for the sake of checking it out, because if you're scaling up, it could be a good product to buy. So it sells for $19.99, and that's still borderline. It might be half decent product, and it's on the borderline of 100,000. So if you were first getting into online arbitrage the way that I teach it, I'd probably tell you to avoid this product because the margin's not really the margin's there, but it's higher risk at $10. I want you to spend, if you only have $100 to invest or $50 to invest, I want you to be buying products where like $1 or $2 to actually buy them and a $10 profit margin. However, if you're on the other end of the spectrum and, if you're there, if you're already at, trying to hit that, then you're going to be buying products like this. The reason being is you have a couple grand to invest in capital so that you can make 10 grand. If you're going to drop 2 grand on products, well, you're going to be buying borderline products like this because this is still a $10 profit margin. So that $10 that you're spending is going to make you $10 as well. You're going to get that $10 back plus another $10, right? So it's still a good buy for certain people that are scaled, but for people that are just getting into it, you probably want to avoid, borderline products like this. So this is a great example of why you need the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. Because look, this is $106,000 in health and household. So it doesn't fit my parameter of staying below $100,000. But that's just a rule of thumb for people that don't have the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. If you look at the Jungle Scout Chrome extension, this is showing you that it's selling 50 a month, roughly, and a little bit less than 5 a day, roughly. So that obviously doesn't add up. Those two don't match because usually if it's below 100,000, it's not selling more than 1 a day. However, this is a perfect example of that because health and household must have a lot of products. So that's why it varies from category to category. 100,000 in health and household is very different than 100,000 in automotive. 100,000 in automotive is very different than 100,000 in beauty or something like that. So they're very different categories, and that's why I recommend Jungle Scout. So this is probably also a great product, depending on the margin and where you are in the process of scaling. But let's check out to see if we can sell it. And this would be my first, guys, this would be my first step. So before I'm breaking any of these things down, I'm checking to see if I can sell it. But because I'm going through the listing and trying to show you different things on why this might be good, why this might be bad, why this might be borderline, and things that I'm paying attention to, I want to give you insight into that. That's why I'm not going directly for the ASIN. But literally the first thing I would do if I were going ahead and sourcing these products and actually trying to buy them, I'd go scroll right down. Okay, can I sell it? ASIN, copy it, take it into add product. That's not what I meant to do. Add product. Can I sell it? Okay, I can sell it. New condition, sell yours. So then after I know that I can sell it, now it's worth seeing, okay, is it a good buy? But because I'm showing you guys, I'm not actually going that way, but that's how I would do it. All right, so let's go do a couple more really fast. This looks pretty cool, actually. I might buy this for like my nephew or something. This is pretty sweet. I believe if I remember correctly, this was a free product and it retails for $19.99. So obviously you'd apply for I obviously I can't show you there, but sometimes you can get it for free, so you can just claim the thing right there, and often you'll have to apply to review it like this on Giveawayservice, but they vary, depending on each listing. So it depends on the listing, but this looks actually a pretty solid product. 45 customer reviews. It retails for $19.99. We can get it for free with the coupon code, if I remember correctly. It's got 8,000 rank in toys and games, so it's probably selling a lot. Monthly sales, 178. Daily sales, 12 roughly. That's a great product. Can we sell this? Now, I'd venture to assume this is probably brand name, so you probably can't sell it, but you might be able to. Let's check it out. I thought it was Nerf, but I guess it's not Nerf. Let's see. And we can't sell it as new, but we can sell it as collectible. So you can do a couple things with this. I really could do 4 things with this. First and foremost, I could buy it and resell it on eBay or Poshmark, eBay or Mercari, really, not Poshmark, for 100% profit margin because you're getting it for free. The second option is you could buy it and resell it as a collectible back on Amazon on the same listing because you can't sell it as new as you see here. You have to request approval. So you can sell it as a collectible for 100% profit margin back on Amazon, which is probably what I would do. Or you cannot buy it, which is option number 3, and just avoid it in general. But it's 100% profit margin because you're getting it for free. So why would you not? Or for me specifically, option number 4, I get this for free and just give it to my nephew because he's into that stuff and he's like 4. So that's probably what I'm going to do. And I'm actually going to save that because I'm going to go back to that and buy that after we're done. I don't want to show you my address or any of that specific info. But I'm actually going to save that because I'm going to buy that for my nephew because that's actually pretty cool. This is a bad product now. Moving on. So $7.99, the margin's not there at $2. This one's a borderline. This is a $9 profit margin, so it could be good, but I'm gonna skip it just for the sake of saving your time. Now this looks like it's like a fanny pack or whatever. $15 profit margin on average. Let's check this last one out to see if it's okay. Now this is Amazon's choice. This looks pretty solid. $20 retail, so it's obviously right. We can buy it for $4.99, so the margin's $15. It's got reviews. It looks like a good listing. What's the bestseller ranks? 30,000, so we know it's pretty good. Check the extension. It's selling about 2 a day at $60 a month. So can we sell it? Take it into Amazon Seller Central, place it into Add a Product, and you can sell it, new and used conditions. So this is a great product to buy as well. You're buying it for $5, you're reselling it for $20, hence the $15 profit margin there. So after Amazon fees, for the sticklers out there, you might make $11, you might make $12, you might make $9. It all depends on the weight of the product, how much shelf space it takes up, all sorts of factors there. But this is another great product